80% of the people at the end of the year fulfill their dream or their goal. We need to have this understanding. We perish by lack of knowledge. If we don't understand that, we're going to perish year after year and be stuck at the same place.
Because if you change you, everything's going to start changing around you because the environment will shift to your decision. It's not about motivation, it's about process of changing cycles. Yeah.
And I love to ask myself this question every day because many years ago I decided to live my life by no regret. We do some mistake, of course, but if we think this way, it's why it's helping us to take decision, risk, pushing, because we have only one life to live, and this is so important. How do you keep your motivation? How can you keep yourself motivated in good or bad day? 32% of the people, they give up the resolution only after 1 month. They have taken a resolution. 8% only of the people, they fulfill the resolution at the end of the year. Then this is the time right now that you can receive some tips, some tools, some keys, how to keep yourself motivated. So bad day, hard day. This is what we're going to talk today in this show, the Wilkie Show with Allen and I.
How you doing, Martine?
Good. Bonjour, Allen.
Yes, the French connection.
Yes.
I'm doing good, actually. We're talking about motivation today because, there's cycles in our lives, and we'll give tips to people, the women out there who are in leadership in their lives, in their families, in their job, careers, businesses, how they can keep that on top and really overpower the generations before, the cycles.
Exactly. If, to be motivated, we're easy. Everybody's going to have like the six packs, healthy, big bank account. But it's not easy to keep the motivation in some days. Then you're facing some struggles, some challenges, storms, and you don't have support necessarily around you. And worse, you have some resistance, to try to discourage you. And this is why it's so important to not do like the majority of people. They just gave up on their dream, gave up on their resolution, and they just repeat the same year after year. And often we say that, Alan, how are you going to finish the year 2024? Are you going to finish this year like the year 2023, 2022, 2021? Or are you going to do something to change this year and to keep your motivation in some bad days?
Mm-hmm. What do you want in 24? That's
This is the first.
By the end of December, when you look back, if we do reverse engineer, what's the plan of action? Because motivation will fall. The first event, the first challenge, the first resistance from your spouse, your environment, your children, the people around you. There'll be a lot of challenges, finances. So how do you reverse engineer, and what do you want in 24? At the end of December, where am I?
Exactly.
Where do I want to be?
You're right. Clarity. What do you want? Yes, what do you want? The majority of people, and it's not about the level of your success. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they know in some area in their life what they want, but some other area, they don't know. But it's very important to have clarity. Clarity will bring change. If you have no clarity for, like you said, reverse engineer, at the end of the year, what do you want? And have a clear vision. This is the first key. Clarity, vision, clear, reverse engineer. And why do you want this goal be fulfilled? Why do you want this? Because people, they write down some goals at the beginning of the year, but it's more than just goal. Why do you want these goals be fulfilled? Mm-hmm. What is the reason why you want this to be fulfilled in your life?
Exactly, because motivation will fall.
Absolutely.
Because there's always challenges in your life. And so you got to be very specific about what you want, and whatever the process, you just keep on going. It's generational, because when you look at it, how were you brought up? Mm-hmm. We got to go look back. Epigenetics will prove that it's in your DNA, the memory of generations. So the way you were brought up, you ate, you slept, you you did things, you took decisions on any given situation, any event. So that comes up to today. What do you want at the end of 2024? So are you going to react like you always did, like you were taught to react? Or are you going to say, okay, I want to put new cycles in my leadership today?
Exactly.
What are the tools, actually, the plan of action, that when the challenges come, when the bad words come in, when the people, the confrontations, there's a lot of polarity will come. You take a decision, and then all of a sudden, everybody knocks on your door. These voices come in, and they're trying to stop you. What are the tools? What is the mindset? What are the cycles that you're going to replace these old cycles? Because you need to knock them down. You need to change them.
This is exactly why you need a clear vision. First, clear vision. Why you have this clear vision? What is the result you want to fulfill? Because on the day that you don't feel it, you need to keep why you're doing it. Not because you feel that you want to do it, but the why you're doing it, because you have a clear vision for that. And the science behind motivation prove that we have, and you just talk about the third point, the epigenetic memory, the memory of generation, right? That said that what the family had like struggle, fear, anxiety, trauma, is transmitted generation after generation. Then why, when we want to fulfill something in our life, the memory of generation that kept the generation before the same level, same pattern, same result, will try to do everything to push you out of your dream, to just stop you with all these voices that try to discourage you. And you're not going to feel motivated, because these voices from generation, that the science proved that now. Because, we know that some people, they can be very motivated in some area in their life, and it's easy. And they keep going, and it's easy. And they look at other people, they say, why they cannot, keep on their promises, keep their words, keep their decision. They just, it's easy for me. Because from generation, it was a pattern, a good pattern. It was easy. But some other area in our life, we're going to hear it's harder, and we're going to hear some voices that try to discourage us, remove the motivation, try to use people around us to try to contaminate our joy, our goals, our faith, all of that. This is why the science behind motivation, we have to understand that when you decide to fulfill a dream, a goal this year, and you never succeed that in your life, and maybe in your family, they never succeed in this region in their life, you're going to face voices, resistance, symptoms, all kind of stuff to try to remove the motivation and bring you at the same place that you were.
Well, science proves it. We've got people that testified, they had a transplant. Somebody died, and then they got a transplant of a heart or whatever, lungs or kidneys. And then all of a sudden when they woke up from that surgery, they started craving, let's say, that the woman was never drank before, and then started, she loved beer, she liked fighting, she loved, she was aggressive, and she wondered why that was happening. So they went back to the family, and the family accepted to meet with her again. And then all of a sudden, she knew that when he died, he was drinking a lot, he was fighting a lot. So that person gave that transplant, that heart or whatever, that woman took that DNA
right?
with it. So you see, this is what's happening. Motivation is connected to who you were, your family, your DNA. So it all comes back down to that. Now, you can change the DNA. It is proven. Science proves it, that you can change the DNA by your environment. There's ways of doing it. So motivation, let's go back to motivation. Motivation comes down to, is it generational motivation? January in the gym, and on the 15th of February, everybody's out of the gym. That's cycles. So we work with people, with women, especially want to go into leadership, how to get back their lives and putting in different cycles, to overpowering those old cycles that were from the generations, from the women before, their mom, their grandma.
Yeah, you said something. I just want to come back there, the environment, because you can change your gene, your DNA, according to the environment you are, because we're not stuck with what happened with the generation before. And this is part of our leadership. You know, how can you lead some businesses and people if you cannot lead your own life? You need to take charge of your life and say, I'm not going to be led by this kind of pattern of generation. I will put my foot down, and I'm going to decide what I'm going to create in my life. But for sure, you're going to come out of your comfort zone, and these voices from generations is going to try to do everything to keep you in the same comfort zone, in the same place. And it's tough to come out of that and just to move forward to create the life of your dream, the life you want. But this is the year for that. This is the year that I hear a lot of people and women, sisters, girls, that they want to just rise up and say, no, this is enough. I'm going to create the life I want because I want to live a life with no regret.
That's right.
You know, I'm not going to wait after anybody. I'm going to just decide to create this life, and I'm going to come out of my comfort zone, and whatever the voices I hear and whatever the pattern I can see in my family, I am choosing to change the pattern in my family. And to change the future of my bloodline. And you talk about the environment. If I hang out with the same kind of people, then the same kind of voices, the same kind of mindset, we're talking about that, I'm going to be stuck there. But I can really change the level of my motivation according to the people I'm surrounded by. You know, some people, this is so easy to go in the gym because they come from a family, they're doing workout for generation to generation. They grew up in that. They go to gym. Sometimes they just don't feel to do it, but this is easier for them, right? But if you hang out with people, they love to do workout. They love to take care of their body. It's going to become easier for you. And these voices from generation, they're going to disappear because you surround yourself with other kind of voices.
So motivation is a very big word with not really much power. What has power is decision. What has power is changing cycles. That's when you take your leadership to another level. So any woman out there, I mean, that you're in a household, you're in a career, and your business, you're doing online, you're a lawyer, whatever. The woman has to set her foot down and says, if I change me, if I change the cycles in my life, I will influence the environment. Whatever I got resistance from my spouse or the children or the environment or the culture or the religion, this is where your breakthrough is to change that cycle, to put the tools and to decide the tools in place and decide, okay, my DNA, I'm going to shift my DNA. I'm going to shift my emotions, my mindset, because I will start leading my life, leading by example, because I'm going to stop letting everybody lead my life, telling me what I'm supposed to do and who I'm supposed to be. I will decide. I take control.
Yeah.
Now, if I do that, then I'm a good influence for the family, right?
Absolutely. And you keep your motivation not by feeling, but by decision.
Correct.
And this is the majority of people, they're messed up because they have to realize, I don't do something because I feel motivated. I do it because I have a clear vision, why, I have a result in my mind, and it's self-respect because if I take decision for myself to do something and I cannot keep going because I let my life just following the flow of life, I will be at the same point, same place all the time. And this is how people, they suffer self-esteem because they don't respect their own decision and they just let it go with the feeling. And for women in leadership, we have really to take charge, first of all, of our life, what we want, and to create this life not according to the feeling of the day, but our decision. And for me, I have a checklist. Every day I have my checklist. Most of the time, when you want to create something in your life that it's new, higher than you've never been before, or your family never been before, you're not going to feel it. You're not going to feel motivated. And it's why we call this, the next key is massive action, opposed to the feeling or the symptom. You really have to be clear consciously that this is, you don't feel it, and this is exactly why I have to do it. Because if I follow the flow of my feeling, I'm going to lose my motivation and I'm going to stay at the same place.
Absolutely. So that's why decision is decision taking, because it's always decision. To change a cycle. Once you decided to change that cycle, to take control, to dominate over that cycle, then your DNA is shifting, then your life is shifting. Because if you change you, everything's going to start changing around you, because the environment will shift to your decision. Now, what type of life you want to have or create in 2024, that's the decision. It's not about motivation, it's about process of changing cycles. That's what we teach women in leadership, any type of leadership. Leadership is to lead anything in your life to the right direction.
To take charge and lead.
You can lead it on the wrong side, but if you decide, okay, I want my family, I want my husband, I want my marriage, I want my finances, I want my business, I want to hustle, I'm facing resistance, but till I change those cycles, take a decision. How I want the cycle to finish at the end of the year.
Everybody faces cycles.
Everybody.
And some place in their life, we have good cycle, and it's easy to keep the motivation and keep going and pushing the game to another level. But some other region in our life, it's not easy, and we have bad cycles. And this is why we have to realize, okay, if I want to change this bad cycles or this level of result in my life and I want to go higher, I'm going to have to be aware of the law of polarity. I want to take back control of my life. I want to lead my life. This paradigm, this cycle want to just control my life and the result.
And has been controlling it.
And has been. And this is why I need to be clear about, okay, this cycle is running against me and the bloodline, my family. I need to take control of my life, take charge, and resist that, because the law of polarity is when you take a decision to go higher in your life or to conquer a territory, right away you're going to have the polarity, opposition, resistance, bad news, discouragement, feeling, all voices that try to rise up and come against your decision. And this is why 32% of the people, only after 1 month, they took the resolution in the beginning of the year, they gave up. Why? And only 8% of the people at the end of the year fulfilled their dream or their goal. It's so many people, they become discouraged because year after year is the same pattern. We need to have this understanding. We perish by lack of knowledge. If we don't understand that, we're going to perish year after year and be stuck at the same place.
You see, it's better to be excited in the process, to be excited. I'm getting better. I'm in the gym. I look at my body. There's a change. I'm excited for the future than to be motivated, because motivation will drop really quickly. But if you're excited of every step in the process, you look at yourself, say, I'm doing progress here. Keep being excited of that. You're dominated. You're getting over. You're overpowering this cycle by little details. So if you can't see the little stuff changing, that's when you start losing motivation. So you better be excited of what the steps you've done and look back and say, okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm going forward at least. So at the end of the year, always from where you're at now, reverse engineer. Look up for how many months I've got left. Okay, I'm not doing that good. I got to, step up a level, go to another level, do more, because right now I'm behind my schedule. I'm behind it. So, but be excited.
That's good what you're saying, because the majority of people, they say, when I'm going to reach my destination, when I'm going to fulfill my goal, I'm going to be happy.
Yeah.
And life is not this way. We need to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
We need to enjoy the journey. And one of the testimony I received one day was Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was testifying about when he was doing his workout every day, and he was going in the gym, and he was smiling and pushing and smiling, and all the other guys were just very angry. And they said to him, they asked him, why are you smiling every time you do your workout? He said, because every time I push one more, I'm going further and closer to my dream and my goals. And this is how we have to think about life. Every day, every step, every action is bringing you closer to your goal. Yeah. And I love to ask myself this question every day, because many years ago, I decided to live my life by no regret. We do some mistake, of course, but if we think this way, it's why it's helping us to take decision, risk, pushing, because we have only one life to live. And this is so important. And I said to myself, maybe I don't feel right now that I want to do it, but how I'm going to feel in 1 year if I didn't do the job to do it. Yep. How I'm going to feel at the end of the year that I'm still at the same place or worse. And to change the focus of the feeling, instead of the feeling on the present time, not motivated.
Changing your focus.
Changing my focus, how I'm going to feel if I don't do it.
That's right.
And this is give me the push to do it, feeling or not, because I think about, I want to progress, and progress will make me happy. I want to feel better and better and better. And this is why someday when I come out of my comfort zone and I don't feel I want to do something, I think about how I'm going to feel if I don't do it and I don't have the result.
Exactly. So a lot of women out there, if you're doing 6 figures, you're doing okay, but you say, I've been working for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years to go to higher, get 7 figures. Well, there is cycles in their lives, Martine, that are entering into their life over and over again. They're the same challenges. And what happens when you're going through that same cycle, that same challenge for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? What happens? It just brings you down. You lose your power. You lose your strength.
Yeah.
But if you say, okay, there's cycles. I'm going to see what cycle in my life that's slowing me down, because there's cycles that are doing very good. There's stuff I'm strong. I do it and it's easy. But other places in my life comes from the family. Could be procrastination. Could be anything. Character, temper, getting angry for nothing, discouraged for nothing. So resistance, not being supported by the spouse. Your mom was like that. Your grandma was like that. How do you break those cycles? It's not going to a divorce that's going to fix anything, right?
Exactly.
Leaving a family is not going to be the process you're supposed to go into. But if you change your leadership, you'll have an impact, an influence on all the family.
When you want to increase the skill of leadership, you understand then you take decision and you keep your decision and you lead your decision. You have to really say...
You lead your decision.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It starts with ourselves. How can you be a good leader if you cannot lead your own life and,
that's right,
keep your decision? In this generation, we follow too much our feeling instead of our decision. Yeah, and this is why we see so many divorces, so many people, they don't fulfill. They're so excited in the beginning. I'm going to start a new business. I'm going to do. And they just reach this breaking point all the time. They lose their motivation and they start again. They don't keep going, because when we face this breaking point, the majority of people, they become discouraged. They lose their motivation. They think they're in the wrong place. No. You're breaking a cycle in your life, this paradigm, and you need to take charge of this leadership to say, no, I took a decision. I'm going to find a way. I'm not going to change the destination. I can change the strategy. I can change the plan, but I'm going to reach the destination. And this is what we have done in our marriage. This is what we have done in all our decision in our life. Can I share a story of my life?
I don't know if I should let you go, but
this is a story we share together. Many years ago, we decided, okay, we're going to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
We had a goal. We had a dream to have a family. And I was pregnant, first pregnancy, and working, and everything seems to go well. 7 months, the doctor told me that my baby was dead.
Mm-hmm.
7 months pregnancy, and they said, you're going to have to deliver the baby, but he's dead. Did I feel motivated on this day? Did I feel like the feeling of, going well or excited or no? It's like I was so, and you were too, but discouraged at this moment, and we want to give up. And the doctor came and said after the delivery, they said they came in the room and say, hey, we discover why you lost this baby, and you have an abnormal gene, and this is very dangerous for you to try to have another baby. If you try, you can die, or the baby will die, but it's very dangerous, and we suggest you to never think about having other kids anymore. Mm-hmm. I cry. I was a couple days, weeks, very discouraged. And every time
your whole world had crumbled down. I mean, whatever you thought, whatever you had planned, and it just all went down. Your life just cut out of under your feet, right?
And how can you keep yourself motivated?
No.
This is the point we want to do today.
Yeah.
Is some bad day will come? Yes. Some challenges,
yeah.
Storms, bad news? Yes. But, and especially at this time, every time I was seeing a woman pregnant, I was like bringing me back what I lost.
Yeah.
And I was aware that I have to take some days to digest and see, but we came back on our feet, and we decided, no, we're not going to let this dream, this goal, this desire to just disappear. We're not going to give up on this dream. Mm-hmm. No, I refuse. I denied. I just want to have what I want. And this is why we talk about you can have it all, no matter the situation, no matter what you see in the natural, the fact, you can create the life you want. And we just came back on our feet and said, no, we're going to just do it again and start back. And we're just going to fight the good fight. And we just decided to do it. And this is what happened a couple months after I was pregnant. It was a battle. It was a fight until the moment I delivered Joshua. But I changed my DNA. I changed what the doctor said. You have an abnormal gene. When they took some tests after, they didn't find this gene anymore. Mm-hmm. Because our mindset, we are creator. We decided to change the situation, but we took back by force what we wanted, and we motivate ourselves day after day in the journey that we're going to reach the goal no matter what. And this is why it's not about a feeling, it's about a decision.
Yeah,
and to
that's
keep
what I was saying
going.
before. Motivation will betray you at one point.
And I don't want to hear motivation.
It's a decision, and that decision, you got to remind yourself on what decision you took, and keep track of it, and keep looking to the end, reverse engineer back to where you are. Am I in the agenda that I set myself into? You got to change you. You got to change your whole DNA, your whole being. That's when you're leading your life. You become a real leader.
Exactly.
That's when women out there got to learn whatever's going on with the family, with the husband, with the resistance, their career, their money. They're feeling guilty. They're going through stuff. They're not feeling they're a good mother, a good wife. Listen. There is a way to lead your life into success and to create that life you always wanted to. And that's how you work on your leadership, how you lead your life. will change the environment, your family, your finances, everything, Martine.
I think culturally, and this kind of, we're talking about the epigenetic and what we receive from the family generation and the culture, the tradition of man, all of that. I think for a lot of women watching this show right now, we have to understand and take charge then to say, my life is my life. And I cannot be victim of the decision of other people around me. I need to take charge of my life and to create the life I want. And not, be disappointed because you're not supported the way you would like to be supported. You don't have the understanding or this. You need to decide, okay, this is my goal. This is what I want. And if you don't know what you want, this is the first step to do. You need to sit down and realize, what do I really want? Not according to what I receive kind of education or the culture of depression of this, my entourage of people. What do I really want? And how I can just put the plan of action decision. This is what I'm going to do every day to reach my goal, and not waiting after anybody to do it for me. I need to do it I have my life, one life to live, and to do it.
Yeah.
And to go and get the right support you need. A good leader is not afraid and wants to have the right support, the right coaching, the right, and you have to be accountable sometime because life can be tough and can be hard. And if you have somebody that is there to help you, support you, coach you, encourage you in bad day, that this person is there, and to be accountable, that you're not going to give up no matter what because you took the decision to reach this goal.
I remember the story of your grandma. Her husband was drunk and they were in real estate. And when he would be drunk for months, your grandma would use the leadership she had, the skills she had to survive. And she took care of all the apartments and all the financial cleaning up, fixing up stuff while he was laying in bed drunk for weeks on end. But most women today, like your grandma, just use their leadership skills only in survival mode. And now it's time to those women to say, hey,
exactly.
Why can I use those skills of leadership and use it for success and changing my whole family, my life, my finances, and get out of survival mode?
And exactly. And their goal is according to the survival mode. They don't have higher goals. If I can just protect my kids instead of if I can bring a good life to my kids, this is what happened with my grandma.
Yeah.
She had a goal, but very low, to just protect her kids. And she used her leadership to a low level to just surviving the same potential, the same skills.
Same thing.
But the mindset, the belief system was not high enough. And she was stuck, and she just protect her kids to survive and have a roof instead to have a real abundant life. The same drive, the same zeal, the same capacity, the same potential, but limited because her belief system, like a woman, she was limited with that. And this is why the majority of women, they have to realize the same potential you have to survive for your family, just to survive in your marriage, just to survive, with your health. You need to use the same leadership and decision to raise your goal, that you can do much more, can do higher than just surviving there.
Very interesting.
This is true. Yeah, because I want to say with your mother.
Yeah.
Her goal was very low. And it's funny because my grandma with my grandpa is almost the same pattern that happened with your dad and your mom. Because you just say in the beginning you had a tough childhood and And the biggest regret of your mother, at the end of her life, she said, I didn't protect you from your dad. I didn't take charge, the leadership to protect my kids of what was going on with your father, and was the biggest regret of her life. But she just survived in this environment.
That's right.
And did nothing.
Yeah.
But this is why a lot of women, why are you waiting after people to change your life? You are the one choosing to change your life and to do something now.
To lead it
and this
to
is
where
why
you want to go.
This is why you're so there for the woman.
Yeah.
Because you saw your mom with this big regret that she didn't do anything like a woman in the family to protect her kids.
Yeah.
And just surviving there. And it's funny because when we met each other, I was working with abused women, social worker, very involved in politics to defend the rights of these people and fighting for them. See the kind of pattern in the family. And I was pushed in my young age to just study on that, help women. I never went through that, but generation before was... But I needed to realize I cannot keep my goal at the same level than the generation before. I need to push the game higher, to raise my standard, and to feel or not feel, motivated or no, I need to change my life and the story of my bloodline.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll be a lot on that stuff in the past and the future weeks, I should say, not the past, but the future weeks, because we've got a lot of subjects we want to touch. So if there's people who want to leave comments out there and maybe there's something they're going through, there's women out there who want to develop their leadership, they don't know how, or they want us to do videos on this stuff, please put those comments down and we'll answer those questions. We'll do videos about it because more and more we see women walking into their leadership, wanting to change their lives, change their family, change their marriages, and they're a great influence in the family. So, and in business, they're the best managers around. They're the best businesswomen. The agenda, they'll take care of a whole pack of employees and structure them, and they're better than men. In
they're
a
very
lot of
good
ways.
in management to structure,
Correct.
and this is a lot of skill
It's in
set
their
for
DNA.
leadership. Yeah, and I just want to honor you today because of your story, because what you saw with your mother, then you have really in your heart to see women take charge of their life.
Yep.
You have absolutely no problem to see women taking their leadership and to push their leadership to a higher level because you suffer from a mother that she was waiting after your father to do something, and you pay the price because she didn't take charge of her leadership.
That's right.
And this is why you and I, like my grandmother, and I work with abused women, and we are coaching a woman for years now to take charge of their life and to push their game of leadership higher and to not wait after anybody to create the life they want.
That's right.
I honor you for that today because only secure man has no problem to see women fulfilling their life, their leadership, take their place. And I think really is the season for that today, for my sister girls to take their place, to just say it's enough. It's the season for women to rise up and to fulfill their life, what they created for. And I honor you for that, Allen, today.
Yeah.
Because you paid the price.
Yeah.
A woman didn't take charge of her leadership.
That's right. So there's a lot of women out there. It's time for you girls to take your leadership seriously because the kids, the business, the husband, there's a lot of stuff going on. And the more women are solid, the more family is solid. That's all. Business is structure. So I encourage you girls to go out there, take control of your life, and have an impact, because the leadership of women needs to come out of the darkness, out of the back door, and come up front and take their place. Because as a man, when you got strong women around you, you have a business, anything, you're going to thrive. Weak woman does not bring, like my mother, you'll pay the price. If you got weak women around you, you will pay the price. in any event, any situation, any business, any family. But when you've got strong women, skilled women, they will protect you. They're lions. They will bite anything that try to come at you because they're in their DNA. They're protectors. They want to protect.
We have to distinguish between femininity and leadership. It's not because you have femininity that you're going to be weak. It's not because you're a woman and you're feminine that you're not going to have a strong leadership. I'm very feminine, but I know where I'm going. And I'm very decided. And I use all my skill set to reach my goal and to reach my destination. And when we met each other 23 years ago, I was already in leadership. I was already managing 280 volunteers and staff and 24/7 services for abused women. I was doing all this job with all this responsibility and leadership and changing, the culture of how to help this woman abuse and how to adapt her services to just be able to help these people the right way and the better way. And when you met me, you didn't have any problem to see me in leadership this way, and you never tried to push me down in my leadership skills, and you just you love it. Why? Because for you to see finally a woman taking leadership of her life, it was like you didn't see what your mom.
It's a protection in any family.
And you said, this is what I want from a woman. Yeah,
what I wanted it, and we'll finish on this because, I would like to find out, what people want to hear, or they got comments or on that. What I discovered is what I wanted, and was a woman that if I left for 3 months or even 6 months, when I would come back, everything would not only just be there, but everything will increase and be better. So when you got that type of woman leading around you, for a man, I mean, that's security, because you can trust that person. A woman that takes her leadership seriously, you can trust her, because her goal is to build the future, to create something good. And that's fantastic about a woman. She's a partner. She's there to build with you. That's why we're a kingdom.
Because we have a kingdom mindset.
We have a kingdom. There's a king and there's a queen, and there's 50-50. It's 50-50.
This is an empire we build together, 50-50.
So if I'm taking 80% of the space of attention, she's only 20% that she can operate and help me. And that's going to be a bad thing for me. So I need you to be 50% operating, putting fuel into the business, to our lives. If you are 50% of those departments, then I take care of 50. We've got power together. That's why we always say we're the power two.
When I decided to be married with you, I want to have a partner in life. I'm a builder. I love to build. I want to have a builder and there's a partner in my life that I can have fun, build together. And this is a kingdom mindset. We build an empire side by side. We have too much a Greek-Roman mindset in this society. We're supposed to have a kingdom mindset to build an empire and a legacy for our children. And this is how we can really work together and help each other and build our leadership together. And this is why, I just have a question for the end. How can you just keep yourself motivated, feeling or not, day after day to fulfill your goals, your resolution?
Well, we always say you got to go. What do you want? Go there. You got to be there before you get there anyways. And then you got to reverse engineer. You got to keep track of a very specific checklist, because there's mornings, whatever, if you want to build a good body in the gym, you won't feel like going to the gym every day. You won't feel like doing in business the work that I hate doing that, but you're still doing it because there is a goal in that future. And if you want to become that person, that leader in your life, Well, you're going to have to go through the process and be excited, because I can tell you, I every morning when I want to get up and go to the gym, I don't feel like going to the gym.
You're 61, Alan.
I'm 61,
You're very in
but I
good
don't feel
shape.
like it.
You're very in good shape for 61, right?
I don't feel like it.
You feel that you're in good shape, but you don't feel that you want to do your workout every day?
I want to finish good. I want to finish the race good. So that's what, keeps me going.
Then do you feel that?
Nah, I don't look at the feelings, because feelings will betray me very.
Then you don't give up, not about it because of feeling of motivation, but because of your decision, right?
Feelings will create. I mean, we're creators, and whatever feeling we have, we're going to start creating. So you got to really be careful.
But I'm a good environment for you. I'm a good helper to help you to keep you.
Yes, that's why we're the power
keep going.
Yeah, that's a king and the queen, and one and the other. We mastermind all the time. We check out on. We're accountable. So
exactly.
Yeah. So,
and this is why we coach people, because they are accountable to us, and we help them to just keep going, feeling or not, to fulfill their goal.
That's all. It's been a great show.
Yeah. Please subscribe. Click on the bell to be notified every time we upload a new video, almost every day, Alan.
Yeah.
And we want to just keep going in your life to bless you every day and to bring change in your life. Then thank you to have been with us today. Be blessed, Alan. We can have it all.
Yeah, and take our leadership seriously and build with it.
Yes.